Good day everyone. Welcome to Understanding Culture, Society, and Politics. This is Ma'am Carmi Quizon, your subject teacher. Kamusta na kayo mga anak? I hope you're doing good and ready to learn another lesson. In our previous lesson, you learned about the elements or what comprise culture and society. Before we begin our discussion, let's have a short review. Okay, so this activity is entitled Pick to Word. No, you will read two pictures to form a word. No, yung mga words na ito ay elements of culture. Okay, so sobrang dali lang to. Let's begin. Number 1. Okay, first picture, mayroon tayong seam, and then sa second picture, balls. Okay, so if your answer is symbols, so you are correct, no? Symbols are maybe nonverbal communications or material objects. Next, number 2. Okay, sobrang dali lang, no? So the correct answer is belief, no? O yung convictions that people hold to be true. Next, number 3. So ito medyo tricky. So bigyan ko kayo ng another hint. Body of facts learned by study or experience. No? So if your answer is knowledge, you are correct. No? Lodge kasi yung isa. Next, number 4. So isa pa sa pinakamadali. So the correct answer is language. And last but not the least, okay, so nasa first picture is a comedian actor. No, another hint, culture standard for discerning what is good and just in society. So the correct answer is values. Okay, so great job for those who answer it all correctly. So now we will move on to our new lesson. Okay, so the lesson objective for today is for you to identify the aspects of culture and society. So when we say aspect, we are referring to the appearance or characteristics. O ito yung mga katangian, no? Let's begin this topic with picture analysis. Okay, this is our very own Balanga City Plaza, then and now. Okay, so what are the changes that you have observed? Is it only the physical appearance that change, or there is more than meets the eye? So this picture actually show different aspects of culture that I'm going to discuss one by one. Okay, so let's begin. First, culture is dynamic, flexible, and adaptive. Dynamic meaning active, no? Flexible, ready to change. Adaptive means to adjust or fit. So just like the Balanga City, it will never be the same again and it will continue to change. Why? No? Because the people or the community is also changing. Okay, so culture has life and ever-changing. It creates and recreates itself to remain relevant. So that's the keyword, no? Remain relevant. So another example is this, no? The COVID-19 pandemic was indeed a great challenge to every culture across the globe. So our ways of responding to COVID-19, no, like for example, the guidelines set by the IATF, no, that we need to follow implementing a new normal culture. So imagine before, bihira kang makakita ng naka-face mask. Pero ngayon, halos lahat ng mga tao, no, o lahat ng mga tao ay naka-face mask na, even ikaw. So ganun din naman sa natin, no, sa educational system natin. So before face to face lang talaga. No, but now because of the pandemic, so we need to adjust at kailangan magpatuloy yung education in spite of the threat, no, na meron sa pandemic. Kaya meron tayong online, blended or modular distance learning. Okay, next. Culture is shared. No? it is collective, no? It is shared by some group of people, although there may be smaller subcultures within larger cultures. Okay, so culture is made up of shared meanings, belief systems, and knowledge. It includes shared ways of seeing and understanding the world. So like for example, we as Filipinos, 'di ba, meron tayong culture na pinagsasaluhan, no? Like yung pagiging family-oriented natin. So sa ibang bansa kasi kapag nag-turn na sila ng 18, usually nagiging dependent na, no? Pero sa atin kasi kahit na anong edad mo, malapit ka pa rin sa family mo. Even meron ka ng asawa o mga anak, 'di ba? At uso rin sa atin yung utang na loob. So isa yun sa pinagsasaluhan natin as being Filipino. Okay? So people borrow ideas, no? Nanghihiram tayo ng mga idea ng iba, no? Ganun din ng mga materials, products, and other inventions from other societies. So, pansinin din ninyo halimbawa yung sa architectural structure na makikita nyo dun sa Balanga Plaza, no? That was influenced by others, no? Even the design for different occasions or events, 'di ba? Ang gaganda, nakakakuha sila ng idea sa iba, no? The term that describes these aspects of culture is called diffusion. Okay, so diffusion is the process by which an idea or invention or some other cultural item is borrowed from foreign source, no? So, ibig sabihin tayo bilang mga Pilipino, meron tayong pinagsasaluhan na culture, ganun pa man, kahit hindi parte ng society natin, meron pa rin tayong isineshare sa iba o isineshare sa atin ng iba. Ayan. So, like for example, no, sa panahon natin ngayon, tayong mga Pilipino, wala pa tayong na iimbento na vaccine. So, nakikishare tayo sa vaccine ng iba. Okay? So, sabi dyan, no, an invention or some other cultural item is borrowed from foreign source, no? Katulad nung vaccine, no, na ginagamit natin para maging protection natin sa COVID-19. Okay, next, culture is contested. If you could remember, before Balanga was declared as a city, no, there was a great conflict, no, between people. So maraming tao na sumusuporta, marami rin tao na ayaw nilang maging syudad yung Balanga noon. No, when there are parts of culture that people do not like, those parts can be changed. No, the act of changing culture, however, is difficult. Talaga namang difficult. Why? Kasi nga laging nagkakaroon ng conflict. And can usually only be seen over long period of time. Kasi kailangan pa muna mag-a-adjust muna yan. No? So, pansinin nyo din sa time ng pandemic, no? Maraming pumapabor na ipagpatuloy yung education, marami ring hindi. So, pinagtalunan yan, 'di ba? Yan. Okay, so it is constantly contested, negotiated, and changing. No? Next, we have this term, acculturation, implies the process of transforming the cultural beliefs and customs of one's own culture by adapting traits of a different culture. So, kung sa diffusion, nanghihiram tayo, no, ng mga cultural item. So, sa acculturation naman, meron tayong existing din, and then, meron tayong idinadagdag. Ina-adapt na natin siya as part of our culture. Okay, so another example is this. The DepEd K-12. So, bago na-implement yan, no, yung school curriculum na yan, naging malaking usapin din yan noon. No? So, those are manifestations how culture is contested. Okay, next. Culture is learned and acquired. So, in what way, no? In what way ba ang culture ay natututunan natin at na-acquire natin? Okay, so social learning is a process by which individuals acquire knowledge from others in the groups to which they belong as a normal part of childhood. Or in other words, ito yung pakikipag-socialize natin, no? Okay, so it is learned as children grow up in society and discover how their parents and others around them interpret the world. No? Hindi siya natatransmit genetically or through trial and error. So the main way children learn culture as they socialize is by observation, diba? Imitation, communication, and inference. Okay, next. Culture is a patterned social interaction. So, even sa isang society na may pare-parehong culture, merong patterned social interaction yan, no? So, people act differently because of distinctions their cultures make between males and females. So, merong pagkakapare-pareho yung social interaction ng mga babae at ng mga lalaki, ganun din ng mga matatanda, no? At ng mga bata. Yung mayayaman, meron din silang pagkakapare-pareho at ganun din yung mga mahihirap. Okay? And so on and so forth. So, even din sa sa mga profession or mga trabaho. Okay, so in addition, the distinctions a culture makes between kinds of people are those it makes between kinds of situations or social contexts. Okay, halimbawa, ang isang babae, iba yung pakikipag-interact niya, no, o yung pakikisalamuha niya sa boyfriend niya. Compare mo dun sa pakikisalamuha ng babae sa mga church leaders niya o kaya sa mga politicians or even sa lolo niya or sa lola niya. Okay? So next, culture is transmitted through enculturation. So, enculturation means the process of acquiring the rules, norms, values, customs, and guidelines of a culture in order to be part of a society. So, tayo, natutunan natin yung mga rules, diba? Yung mga norms, kung ano yung inaasahan sa atin ng society through enculturation, no? Kumbaga, ito yung kinakagisnan na natin. Okay, so culture is structured, no, or created through variety of processes. Katulad ng mga binanggit dyan, no. It does not modify the existing cultural practice. Kaya, kung i-compare natin ang enculturation sa acculturation kasi, meron ng existing na culture, pero nagdadagdag tayo, no? Nagdadagdag tayo in a way na i-adapt natin yung iba. While sa enculturation, ito yung existing na, no? Hindi natin dinadagdagan. So, ito na siya. No, ito na yung, kumbaga, kinabihasnan mo or kinalakihan mo. So, like for example, our hospitality, no? Okay, so, kilala tayo, no, halos sa buong mundo ng pagiging hospitable. Kaya pag hindi ka hospitable sa mga bisita mo, para ka ring hindi Pilipino, 'di ba? Okay, so that's all for the aspects of culture. So in summary, so culture is dynamic, flexible, and adaptive. It is shared and contested. It is learned and acquired. It is a patterned social interaction and transmitted through enculturation. Okay, so next it's quiz time. So let us see how much you learned by answering this short quiz. Okay, so you will choose check if the statement is correct and X if not. Okay, so let's begin. Number 1, culture is static and continue as it is. Okay, is it true or false? Check or X, no? If your answer is X, you are correct, no? Because culture is dynamic, no, rather than static. Next, number 2, people borrow ideas, materials, or products and other inventions from other societies. Okay, check or X? So the correct answer is check, no? And this process is called diffusion. Next, number 3, the process by which infants and children learn the culture around them is called social learning, no, or socialization. Is it check or X? Okay, so it is checked, no? Next, number 4, culture can also be transmitted to to new generation genetically or by trial and error. Okay, so what's your answer? The correct answer is X. No, it's a big X. It is through observation, imitation, communication, and inference. No, and lastly, during enculturation, children learn the kinds of roles that exist and the expectations people have about the rights and duties of those roles. Okay, sa enculturation ba natututunan ng mga bata yon? If your answer is check, you are correct. Okay, so if you got it all correct, congratulations. You understand the lesson very well. Okay, so I hope you learned much about the aspects of culture. So I would like to end this presentation by sharing with you this quotation. Okay, every person is different and has a different contribution to make. No one is destined to fail. Okay, so just like culture, no, just like the aspects of culture, we may be different to each other. No, we are unique. We are changing. No, but always remember that all of us has a different contributions to make in our society, and all of us can succeed. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you everyone and keep safe. Bye class.